Hi everyone, Hungry Reader here. It's December 12th. Time for more Not a Creature Was Stirring. You know, there was a time, not too long ago, when this whole Hungry Reader project was just something I was thinking about doing, something that seemed like it would be fun. And I started making up a list of books I wanted to talk about. And some of them I've gotten to. The Wizard of Oz, the Hoople's Horrible Holiday, and today we're going to do one that has been on my list from the very beginning, one of my all-time favorite books from when I was a kid. The Great Cheese Conspiracy. This book is a cartoon. It is a 7-minute MGM or Warner Brothers cartoon laid down on paper for you to read. And it's wonderful. To the point where, when I read the story, I can only hear the characters as celebrity impressions. So here we go. It is on a rainy Saturday in September at the Bijou Theater in New York City that I have my big idea. I watch the cops slipping the handcuffs on Blackie McGraw and his two sidekicks as the end flashes on the screen. What a dumb way to lose the loot, I mutter in disgust. I could have made the getaway easy. Raymond the Rat sits up straight and takes off his spectacles. There did seem to be a lack of efficient organization. Fats the Fuse is silent, so I know right away he's asleep. I apply a little of my torture twist to his tail and he mumbles, "Ah, right boss, right." These three mice live together in a movie theater, which is already a great setup. But the thing is, they're all addicted to crime movies, and because of that, they've begun to think of themselves as a gang. I have something important to announce. I think we are ready for the big time. Big time? We're ready to pull a big job. No more of this petty larceny. Popcorn machines, candy bars, that's peanuts. We're going on to something bigger. You mean we're going to rob a bank? I like popcorn and candy bars. No ambition, these two. No vision. Raymond and Fats are basically benign. It's Marvin,
Marcellus Marvin the Magnificent,
who fancies himself the next Edward G. Robinson. No one has better training than this gang. We've watched hundreds of movie robberies and we know all the angles. We've seen all the mistakes and I know how to avoid making them. How can we fail? I'm beginning to get through to Raymond the Rat. He's the scholarly type and he thinks everything through very carefully. Fats the Fuse, on the other hand, asks his usual question. Can we blast? He only likes the parts in the movies where safes are blown up. You have a sort of classic comedy trio in these three. Marvin is the leader, and then you have Raymond, who is the left brain type, and then you have Fats, who is kind of a right-brainer, but sometimes he's also a no-brainer. Marvin hitches a ride in a moviegoer's knitting bag and hops outside the theater to look for a joint to case, and then case said joint. That's when he discovers that just a couple of storefronts down from the theater is every mouse's dream. And then I see it. Or rather, first I smell it. Sharp, tangy, pungent, flavorful, appetizing, delectable cheese! Actually, this wins the other two mice over, especially Fats. Fats is so excited he can't answer. He's staring into space and humming a little song about cheese, cheese, beautiful cheese. Then he gets up and does a ridiculous little dance. You look like a bowl of Jell-O, I tell him. Sit down! I love Fats' dance here. Get me, I'm Diddy Kong! Whee! The first draft of the plan is to enter during daylight hours, in disguise. Raymond is in favor of something simple like caps pulled down over our eyes, while Fats thinks we should stand on each other's shoulders and pose as a customer. I'm kind of sorry that neither of those actually got used in the book. Instead, they dress up as a popcorn box, which works out pretty well for getting into the store until they run afoul of a customer who really takes that whole keep New York City clean thing to heart. The next phase of the plan is for Marvin to infiltrate the shop alone just before it closes and bring back the key. That's when he learns there's a guard on duty. Of course, the cheese shop has a cat. The owner of the cheese shop is always referred to as the enemy, but he's about the nicest guy you could ever want to meet. And this key, it should not be lying about. I must put it away in a safe place. You thought last night you were a kitten again, eh, Giovanni? Raymond invents a trap that will allow him to catch the cat. Apparently he actually builds it, although I have no idea how he moved all those crates and barrels and everything. And Marvin, of course, is the bait. Ahem! I shout. Before he can spring, there's a terrible noise and everything turns black. When I come to, I'm in the council room. Fats and Raymond are hovering anxiously over me. What happened? How did I get here?
Oh dear, he has amnesia. He doesn't remember a thing.
Fats has always liked amnesia movies.
Can't you even remember your name or some little incident of the past?
Of course I remember my name. I remember everything in my past except what hit me.
It was the garbage can that hit you. We heard your signal and pulled the release lever, and then we saw the cat walk away.
But as usually the case in these situations, it's Fats who comes up with the idea that wins the day.
If we don't get another idea soon, we may starve. I'm so hungry I could eat the door. Do I have crumbs on my whiskers? Repeat what you just said. Do I have crumbs on my whiskers? No, about the door. I said I'm so hungry I could eat the door, but I didn't really mean it. It was just a manner of speaking.
So the final phase of the plan is to have Fats gnaw a crack into the door that they can squeeze through.
It's dry and tasteless. It'll get splinters in my tongue.
Fats, think of cheese. Think of provolone. Think of Limburger. Think of Bel Pace. Bel Pace? I don't know the... Think of Edam. Think of Roquefort. Think of Romano. Think of Wisconsin cheddar.
I'll do it.
For the next few nights, we all worked diligently. Fats gnawing on the wood at the lower edge of the back door, Raymond and I disposing of the telltale chips like they do in the prison movies. And finally, one night, our tunnel is finished. And there before us is the loot ripe for the taking. Feta cheese from Greece, mascarpone from Italy, Emmentaler from Switzerland, Kimmelkäse from Holland, Cheshire cheese from England. It's a moment of magnificent triumph. I'm tempted to do a performance of the cheese dance myself, but I resist. Can't let success go to our heads. Victory! Victory! At long last victory! And both of them are out with lots of... Both of them? Poor Fats. Send up the river on a grand larceny charge.
We must rescue Fats at once before it's too late.
At once before he squeals on us. I kind of dragged my heels a little bit on doing this book for Not a Creature Was Stirring because it didn't seem like enough. I mean, just narrating it, doing the voices, the little pan and scan with the illustration. I wanted to animate it. I wanted to, bring to life these characters that are so well realized. But the good news is I'll have another chance to. I didn't even realize. I'd only read this book all my life, but there are like 6 sequels. In future books, Marvin, Raymond, and Fats move out of the movie theater and into a dollhouse in a Macy's department store. Which is too bad. I kind of like the whole having them live in the movie theater and being influenced by whatever movies are playing these days. If there was a new book for this decade, they'd all think they were superheroes. The most recent book even features a star turn for Fats as he discovers his hidden talent as an abstract artist. So I didn't get to bring the guys to life this time, but stay tuned.